Scrambled Radio, Mexico City. Good morning, y'all. It's a pleasure to be with you this time again. My name's Alejandra, and today, as the other days, we have so many topics to talk about. First of all, and to start with the best energy, let's talk about music.
Now, who's hot, who not? Tell me who rock, who sell out in the stores. You tell me.
We are going to talk about the most incredible moments we lived at this new Latin Grammys experience.
In the middle of global quarantines and face masks everywhere, the Latin Recording Academy hosted the 21st Latin Grammy Awards on November 19, 2020 in Miami. This year, without a live audience or the usual red carpet due to the challenges imposed by the COVID-19.
Los pongo a bailar la pelúa, el que no baile que lo despelucan, tan no me cuquen, lean los números.
A big change to the awards show was the shift to having a few of the night's performances streamed from different cities in Latin America, including Guadalajara, Madrid, Buenos Aires, San Juan, and Rio de Janeiro. But this made us feel closer to our favorite artists.
No tienen con qué roncar, pero no pueden con mi pum pum.
We were surprised after we figured it out that J Balvin was the greatest winner because we thought Bad Bunny would win at least the Best Latin Album. So, the most awards went to urban music. J Balvin with 13 Grammys, Bad Bunny with 9, and Ozuna with 8. Who do you think deserved the most of these prizes?
We have to be prepared to live this new normality, to watch our favorite artists online and enjoy it on our couches. So why not have some snacks to do it? This time, and perfect for this weather, Proyecto will teach us how to bake some butter cookies.
Before cooking, let's go to a commercial court. You are listening to Scrambled Radio.
You do everything in your car, from talking to friends to watching a movie to turning tricks with a coworker. So why should you get out of your car to eat? At Up and Atom, we're from a time when America didn't worry about global warming, cholesterol, or who could vote. Drive into Up and Atom today. Up and Atom, food from when we were morally superior.
We all care about the environment, some more than others, especially those of us on the West Coast. But places thousands of miles away have water that is our birthright. We're San Andreas Water and Power. Without our tireless efforts to keep the water and subsidies flowing, San Andreas could dry up like a woman in her 50s. No green lawns, no swimming pools, no lush golf courses in the desert. Sure, you may have to pay the piper sometime, but let's all work together to make sure it's not just yet. San Andreas Water and Power.
Scrambled Radio, Mexico City.
Hello my friends, I am Fernanda Cacho, your favorite British kitchener. Today, I will teach you how to cook some butter biscuits. We will need these ingredients: 125 grams of salt butter, a half cup of caster sugar, a 12 fluid ounces of vanilla extract, 1 egg at room temperature, 2 cups of plain flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, a half of fluid ounce of milk, a half cup of icing sugar to serve. Now, let's start with the preparation. Preheat the oven to 180 centigrade and line 2 baking trays with baking paper. Using an electric mixer, beat butter, sugar and vanilla in a small bowl until pale and creamy. Add egg and mix until well combined. Sift flour and baking powder over the mixture of butter. Add milk still until just combined. Using 2 teaspoons of dough at a time, roll dough to into balls. Place on baking trays lined with baking paper. Using a light flour fork, flatten biscuits slightly. Bake for 12 to 15 minutes, swapping trays over in oven after 10 minutes or until light golden. Allow to cool for 5 minutes. Transfer to wire racks to cool completely. Dust with icing sugar and serve. Enjoy it, my friends, and see you soon in another of our recipes.
That's a great snack to watch our favorite artists or our teams playing football. So what happened while we were enjoying our holidays? Paola Longoria nominated for the Best Athlete of All Time award. The racquetball player is considered one of the 25 athletes listed due to her triumphs in World Championship, Pan American Games and other competitions. The prize will be given by votes the February 1st. Let's talk about the Mexican Soccer League. Cruz Azul has 4 positive people with COVID before their first match this season. As the rules of the league says, every club has to realize COVID tests to their teams, including coaches and assistants. Cruz Azul realized 50 tests and the 4 people who were positive are now in quarantine. We enjoy snow, but also we know that it could be an obstacle when we talk about sports. In Spain, the match between Atlético de Madrid and Athletic de Bilbao was cancelled after the Saturday's snowfall because the Bilbao's team flight couldn't arrive on time. About football, Atlanta Falcons had to close their training center temporarily after one of their people tested positive to COVID-19, out of an abundance of caution, as they said on his Twitter account. That's all for today, take care and we could be together again in the stadiums.
At Fly US, your business is important to us. That's why we treat you like shit. We know you have a choice when choosing an airline: awful, dreadful, or terrible. And we promise you, we're striving to be awful. Fly US. Sit back, relax, and shut up.
Are you still stuck on 4G? Wiz Wireless is the only network offering incredible 9G technology. Yes, that's the 9th generation, featuring the new drone. It's significantly better than the iFruit phone. How do we know that? Because we blatantly ripped off their design and improved a couple of irrelevant features. 9G. Discover your future. You can't be the best if you aren't doing 8 things at once on a tiny screen. The drone from Wiz Wireless. Together we're making your life 9 times better. That's the promise of the 9th generation.
Scrambled Radio, Mexico City. In the recommendation of the day, we have 5 songs that we believe will make you sing and dance. In first place, we have Georgia Smith with Burna Boy with the song Be Honest.
Be honest, you want this. I can be heartless, regardless of my conscience.
In second place is Mr. Ace with J Balvin with the song Lento.
Softly, softly, baby make you roll on softly. Lento, suave, lento, suave. Baby, vamos a hacerlo lento.
In third place, with a piece of his last album, is Kali Uchis with the song Telepatía. In fourth place, with the output of his official video on social networks, is The Weeknd with the song Save Your Tears.
I saw you dancing in a crowded room. You look so happy when I'm not with you. But then you saw... Mic check.
After the recent death of the rapper MF Doom at 49 years, we want to remember and make him a little tribute, recommending one of his best sauces, Doomsday.
I used to cop a lot, but never cop no drop. Hold Hold mics like ponytails tight and bobble ops. Stop, stick around, come through and dig the sound of the fly brown 6060 cycle. Who throws a dick around?
Remember that on our social media, you can send us proposals for the following list of recommendations. Keep tuning to Scrambled Radio.
The rest know who did that. Metal fist terrorist, claim responsibility. Broken household name usually set in hostility. What is MF, you silly? I like to take men to the end for 2 million.
In times like these, it's important to remember the good things. Sure, the economy may be a little rough, and we may be shuttering schools, hospitals, and libraries to pay union pensions. But San Andreas is still the place where dreams are made. This is where counterculture began and then morphed into a nanny state. A place that preaches environmental stewardship, but has a terrible public transit system and the worst air in the world. Experience more of San Andreas, the suburban sprawl, no sense of community, and no building more than 30 years old, where fluffy children's theme park animals are both our heritage and our culture. San Andreas leads the country in removing pristine first-growth forest to build generic strip malls and tract mansions. San Andreas, we won't be broken hypocrites forever. Brought to you by the San Andreas Tourism Board.
At Bravado, we don't just make cars, we make America. Farms, fields, football, and getting together with some old friends. It's a diner where the waitress knows your name and gives you a hand job. It's a parade down Main Street with children cheering as their parents' jobs get outsourced overseas to be done by illiterate kids. It's a slow-motion shot of your kids running happy on a beach, ignoring the dead mammals and stricken seabirds washing up from the latest oil spill. Our fires burn bright, especially when you're breaking apart furniture and burning it in a barrel to keep warm while your wife turns tricks to buy food. We know America is hurting. We're in this together, which is why we want you to tell your congressman to approve our newest bailout. Bravado. United we stand. Together we fall.
Scrambled Radio, Mexico City. We are living in strange times in which we live in the fear of a virus that terrorizes the world. So we have to completely forget about parties, concerts, or daily activities in the company of our friends and family.
We also forget about normal activities like going to school or to our workplace. It has been difficult to adapt to online classes, and it has become the worst nightmare of many people.
Yeah, I think I prefer to take classes at home because I can do it from the comfort of my chair and sometimes even in bed without making an effort in how I am dressed. You know, it's more comfortable to take classes in pajamas.
Absolutely. It's super comfortable to take classes in bed. The only problem is that sometimes the classes are very boring. It's not the same to be in front of the teacher, and in online classes there are many uncomfortable silences.
Yes, I feel guilty when my teachers ask something about the class and no one's answer. If it's difficult for the students, I cannot imagine how it's for them.
I agree with you. Another problem is that the teachers leave a lot of homework, more than they left when we were in presential classes. And some days I am more than 10 hours in front of the computer doing my homework, and sometimes it seems not to finish. It's horrible.
I hate that. Sometimes my back hurts because I spend a lot of time sitting in my desk. Some days I don't have time to eat something or drink water.
Yes, something positive that I have seen from all of this is that teamwork has been easier. At least for me, it's easier to communicate with my teams.
You're right, before these experiences we didn't use technology as today. We learned how to make some calls, and some of us even have made parties. We are struggling with the internet, but it is really useful nowadays.
I'm still preferring presential classes. And you? I miss my friends and my lab practices.
Yeah, presential classes were better.
Yeah, I think the same. I love being at home, but I don't know, I miss my crew very much. And I only hope that COVID will be forgotten very, very soon. Well, we had a very deep talk today. We hope you have enjoyed it. And now it's time to say goodbye. But you can remember that you can find us in our social media. These were Scrambled Radio. See you all tomorrow. Have a nice day.